Welcome back to another video from the Debate Room podcast. As you can tell by the title, this is our sixth and final mock draft. The draft is in 3 days. This will be coming out on Monday, June 24th. So it'll be 2 days from now. We wanted to get it out with a few days to watch it and go over our last stuff. But we're going to be doing our last first round mock draft. Not gonna have enough time to dive into the second round like that for real. And it's 2 separate days, so maybe we have some more content about the second round picks when that time comes. But before we get into it, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on our social medias at the top of the screen. They'll be in our description for you guys to go click the links and go find them on our social media platforms. I wasn't gonna have a question today, but maybe we could do that after we do the mock. I want to get into the mock draft because that process can take about 45 minutes an hour. And I don't know for how many people watching it, but House of Dragons is on right now. And so I need to go ahead and tackle that while that's out. But I'm gonna share my screen. I got the fans poll up right now. Max, are you in the Game of Thrones, bro?
Haven't gotten into it yet. I still need to watch the whole
never
first
watched
series.
Game of Thrones.
You never watched Game of Thrones?
Nah, I watched House of Dragon. I never watched Game of Thrones.
That's different.
I ain't need to.
I'll start it eventually.
It's something you got to do before you die.
I'm good.
Everybody said it's such a great show, but everyone I know does hate on that last season a lot.
Yeah, ain't that bad. All right. Well, I'll get a will up to see who get the first pick. I don't know, man. This is I guess I'm excited for the draft because I've been covering it the whole year. But I don't know. It feels like a draft where
it's the most unknown draft of our lifetimes, or my lifetime, I think, that I can remember. It's the most, besides 2013, maybe. I honestly, I don't know who's going 1. I guess if you're saying Reed Shepard going 3, cool. 2013, obviously, we talk about like as far as the talent pool, but like it's just you don't know who's going 1. I don't know who's going 2. I don't know who's trading up for picks. That's why I'm excited, but let's get some NBA action.
All right, let's do it. See who get the first pick. I want to get 3. I'm not gonna lie. The Pistons, bro. I feel like the way this board falls, I'm not gonna like it for the Pistons, to be honest. Q got the first pick. The way this board falls, the Pistons may come out. I don't know, bro.
You just want Reed.
You got the Pistons. Every report, a lot of the predictions so far is at 5 is going Montes.
Yeah, I saw that, and I ain't gonna lie. I love Montes, but I don't know if I want him for the Pistons. Like,
I'm
just because I feel like
it doesn't bother.
It's all right. It's all right. He's gonna need development, a lot of it.
It's a matter of what free agency is.
What are we doing at 1Q?
It should be Alex. It should be Alex. But based on the reports and based off the hype, number 1 overall pick going to Atlanta is Zachary Ricochet. That's just what I've been seeing. I'm gonna trust it. I don't like as a player. I don't really like it, but I mean it's cool. This draft not really like super crazy. You can lose your job picking that 1 anyway.
That's the pick you doing, Zachary Ricochet?
Mm-hmm.
Can you say it for? Can you reset it for me, bro?
Damn. With the number 1 overall pick, the Atlanta Hawks select Zachary Ricochet.
All right. If this happened, I think it'll be one of the worst picks we've ever seen in NBA history, outside of Anthony Bennett at number 1. Zachary Ricochet is a fine player and a fine prospect. I think he showed in these playoffs, especially, that his defensive versatility is something that you could bank on. His spot-up shooting and a little bit of movement shooting as well. It's something you could bank on. He was pretty good in transition as well. But first of all, he cannot create for others at all, which you really won't need him to on the Hawks. But I don't think he averaged. He might have averaged like 1 assist. It wasn't good.
He's like Cam Johnson to me. Like,
yeah, kind of like that.
He's just Cam Johnson. Like Cam Johnson don't do nothing else, but I mean, I guess he defends. and he can shoot. I don't know if Zachary really can shoot, but from late season on, he was shooting better.
I'm begging on the shooting. I'm begging on the shooting being there, but he can't create for himself at this moment. He can't create for others right now. His handle is really, really weak. He struggles with finishing through contact and creating space through contact. So I wouldn't have him number one at all. I think it's going to be one of the worst picks we've seen in a long time. He's going to be one of the worst number one overall picks we've seen in a long time. Maybe the worst we've seen since Anthony Bennett. I don't think the Hawks are going to do it. I've been hearing that they like Sarr the most, even over Klingen. I think it's between Sarr and Klingen for them, though. I just sent a tweet in our chat where they said they really love Sarr even more than they love Klingen. But Sarr doesn't want to play. Well, Sarr kind of say he kind of doesn't want to play for them. He said he want to play the 4, and they got Jalen Johnson at the 4, and they got Big O as well at the 5. And he says he's more of a 4 than a 5. But we see teams like draft a player. They say they want to do this, do that all the time. So I would take Sarr. But what you think, Max? What's your take on the pick?
I think it's if the reports are true and Sarr doesn't want to play with Atlanta for whatever reason, he wants that higher offensive role. I just saw like some video about it today where it's like it's just a different. You get so much. You do get an offensive role playing with Trae Young in the pick and roll with Trae Young. You know what I mean? Like you can benefit offensively from that working the pick and roll. And having a number one scorer like that compared to going to Washington, where sure you can work in the post and be the number one option maybe, but like who do you have to help you out? So I think having Trae Young as your point guard for the future has serious benefits, and you just don't get that help, protection, whatever you want to say, in Washington. So if he really believes in himself, more power to him. Try and do what no one can ever do and make the Wizards relevant again. So with that being said, yeah, with the number 2 overall pick, the Washington Wizards.
Is it not me? It's me. It's literally me. You got a third pick.
Oh, I have third pick. Sorry.
Okay.
Tweaked.
Way to steal my shine. But anyways, with him doing that at 1, it's obvious what number 2 is going to be. With the second overall pick, the Washington Wizards select Alex Sarr. The defensive trio that this would create would be insane. Denny Avia, Alex Sarr, and Bilal Coulibaly. It would be nice. They have a nice defensive trio to go into the future. If he was to go to the Wizards, he probably would have to play the 5. They don't really have another option for outside of Sarr to play the 5. So he'd probably play the 5. He will get a lot of the offensive burden because they don't have really like a main scorer. I don't know if Kuzma is really a part of that future. Jordan Poole, it was a salary dump basically. I don't know. He really part of that future. But yeah, I would like that rebuild. I think Sarr has franchise changing potential. Like as far as him being a high level all-star in the NBA, his defensive versatility is amazing. What really he needs to work on is like the center stuff, screening, rolling. He played a lot on the wing, but over there in at Perth, he didn't have a great point guard at all. He's not gonna have one on the Wizards either. But he just needs to do more of the center stuff to me. He still has a lot to develop on offense, for sure. The jump shot, I think he's going to develop. But he has to develop that too. But I think he has the potential. He has the most potential out of anybody in his class to change a franchise life for me. And that would be a good start to the Wizards rebuild. Drafting Bilal, drafting Alex Sarr, and then next year getting a Cooper Flag or getting a Dylan Harper or getting a VJ Edgecombe. They could be really set after next year. To be honest, I can't wait to get into 2025, bro. VJ, my guy. VJ, I'm already saying it now. By the way, that's my guy. But anyways,
that doesn't count, bro. It's not everybody's guy, bro.
Mm-hmm. That's not gonna be everybody's guy. He's not number 1 overall. That's like saying Cooper my guy or Ace my guy. That's not my guy.
Or LeBron or Luka or Paolo.
those are number 1 overall pick. Well, Luka not, but should have been. All right. What you think about that pick at 2, Max? It's kind of like self-explanatory.
It's really not much to say right now. I think he has the hype for a reason. He shows really good intangibles on the offensive or on the defensive side. Could develop offensively, obviously. Washington can really take whatever. It doesn't really matter. They have holes on every part of their team. So with 3, I'm gonna like. It makes sense. I don't think it would be my pick, but Latif, are you like when we were talking about like the reports and stuff? Are you serious about the reports?
Yes, Reed
Like,
Shepard
I
yeah,
is.
see, I see the
yeah,
odds.
that
I see
scared
the
me a
odds.
lot.
I was just
That
looking that
scared me
up, and I didn't
a
see anything like concrete about it. I just saw people talking about the odds. But with the number 3 overall pick, the Houston Rockets will select Reed Shepard. Obviously, it's not an insane pick for them. I think they have guards. Like I would, in a perfect world, I think Reed Shepard fits the best with Detroit. I think that fits well. I think San Antonio fits well. I don't know what Houston goes for. In a perfect world, I think they should trade the pick and try and get an asset to compete for the playoffs next year. I don't know if Reed Shepard's going to be a day one guy like that, but yeah, I obviously what.
I mean, I think he can. I think Reed has the highest floor in his draft class. To be honest, it's
Highest
like
floor? You don't think Klinger
yes,
does?
no.
I don't think it's like a high floor thing. I think it's just like he's literally just the best plug and play player like for every team. Like whether
Probably.
that means his floor is the highest, I don't know, but I know for a fact there's not one team he doesn't fit on.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna be pretty good year one. He is an insane shooter. A lot of it was yes, catch and shoot, and a little bit off the dribble stuff. But his efficiency at every spot on the court was amazing. I think I
He'll
have
be
no
used
doubt.
he'll be used as a catch and shoot guy, obviously. Like I don't think he'll be
Yeah,
I don't think he'll be like the primary initiator with the guys on their team right now. So
no, he won't be. He won't be. The Rockets need spacing really badly, and he's going to provide that. I think Reed is going to be a very, very good NBA player. I'm like so confident in that.
he
Just
fits
like
their timeline really well too. So
defensive playmaking. Now, he's not going to be great defensively because of his size, but he's an underrated athlete. We know he jumped 42-inch vertical at the combine, but he's like one of the most surefire prospects for me in this draft class. Like he's going to be a good NBA player. He's going to be a secondary initiator or tertiary initiator. He's going to be able to make plays on the defense end because he has good instincts on that end. He's going to be able to knock down his threes. Like if Reed Shepard is not a 42% three-point shooter in the NBA, I don't know. It's something went wrong. Something went very, very wrong. He shot 50% in college, basically from 3. What his thing is going to be developing that handle because it needs to get better for sure. For him to actually be able to stay on the court in the playoffs, being a pesky defender. If he can get to like a TJ McConnell
I was
type of
just
thing,
about to say that. I was
yeah,
just
he needs to be a TJ McConnell type of thing on defense. And with the ball handling, like he needs to develop that handle like Peyton Pritchard. But like I think his offensive ceiling is higher than both of theirs. He's a better athlete than both of them. I think Peyton Pritchard was a better scorer coming out of college, definitely on the ball for sure. But Reed is a special shooting prospect. I think he could be a better defender than those. Well, not better than TJ, but better than Peyton Pritchard for sure. I feel strongly about him. And if his finishing, like his actual ability to get to the rim, that's going to become better with his ability to handle the ball. So I'm confident in Reed, and this is gonna be a good spot for him because you got Sengun, who's gonna be the offensive hub. You got like for me, the vision for me with the Rockets.
Kings.
No, well, kind of, sort of, kind of. I said that before. Like, the Kings kind of division, but you got Sengun being the offensive hub. You got Amin, who hopefully his handle can continue to grow and his shot continue to grow. I'm at the one. Rashid Reed at the 2. No, Jalen Green is not going to get mentioned. They got to get somebody at the 3. Sengun at the 4 or 5, and they got some work to do. But they got Jabari, they got Tari, some defensive versatility there. But for me, I think Reed can be their starting 2 going forward. I feel that strongly about him over Jalen Green. Yes, I think Reed Shepard could be their starting 2 going forward. In the future. So, yeah.
This fake nasty.
Oh man, don't do it, bro. Who you got it for? Q.
Who do you think I got it for?
I think if you take Stephon Castle, it'll be a huge mistake.
Why would I do that?
I'm just.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I do not care about the injury. Like I don't care about the injury at all. I not like on the sense that like it's gonna stop me from drafting him. bro's like 19. That one injury, it's not like I need him to come in,
It was
right
two.
away. Huh?
It was two injuries. Two injuries.
Yeah, back to back. Yeah, it's crazy. But again, we're talking about a 19-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So with the fourth overall pick, the San Antonio Spurs select Nikola Topic, and we've done this before. I've been mocking him here for weeks, months now. I just think like he's a great point guard and he fits the timeline with Wemby. Again, it's not like they need to compete right away. He's gonna be able to grow with Wemby. He's gonna be able to get him the ball. He's gonna be able to get to the paint, on his own. That's how he'll be able to create offense. Like I said, I like his shot, his form at least. So I think it's gonna be like it's just gonna get better with repetition. I don't think you could have won a couple of other spots, but I think this is the easiest one. Whatever you didn't get right here, you can pick up at 8.
Do I think it's gonna happen? No, because the injury, his draft stock has fell a little bit. I had him mocked to like 10 in Utah or something like that. I think that'll be a great spot for him. But I like Nikola Topic, the prospect. Yes, walking paint touch, one of the best advantage creators in the class. I think the shot will come along. Defensively, you will want to hope he could at least be average, but I wouldn't really. I don't know. Hopefully, he can improve on the end. But this is one of the best players you can pair alongside Wemby in this class, for sure. The injuries scare me, for sure, though. I wouldn't take him 4. Probably would have took Rob, to be honest. But you know how I feel about him. So, what you think? Tobic at 4, Max?
I saw a mock where he went 12 to the Thunder.
Yeah.
So I obviously think that whatever the injuries getting to some people. I think unless Topic is by far and away their number one guy, at the guard position, I don't know what their other board looks like, but they do have 2 picks, and at 8, Topic will still maybe be available. Rob will still be maybe available. Isaiah Collier will definitely be available. Like there are other options to go with later in the first round if the discrepancies between their guards are smaller. So if they love Buzelis, if they love Stephon Castle, if they love Ron Holland, you probably take a chance at him because more than likely he won't be there at 8 compared to Topic, who, again, I don't know. I don't know what teams are really thinking about him as far as injury-wise. I just know that his stock's been falling. So
with the 5th overall pick, the Detroit Pistons are going to select Montes Buzelis. I mean, I love Montes. He was at the top of my board in the beginning of the year. This year did not go as planned for him. For me, as what I thought he was going to be this year. Not at all. What really popped on him for film was defense. His ability as a help side rim protector. He also created a lot of defensive events. Like he was a defensive playmaker for sure on a night. The shooting was what concerns me because this roster needs shooting badly, and so they will have to develop that jump shot and make sure that jump shot is real because, of course, he was seen as a good shooter in high school, but when the competition level went up and when the 3-point line got bigger, his numbers dropped drastically. And it's not like it was a slump. He was bad for the entire year.
The whole year.
The whole year. Man. But he was 18 playing in with higher competition. And again, so the 3-point line can be used in both ways. Like he was younger, so he got to adjust to that. But it would have been better if he got better. I don't know. Being bad the whole year is kind of concerning. So I don't love it for the Pistons at all. I don't love it at the Pistons for it all. But he brings some interesting stuff on the ball as well. Offensively, it's just a question mark for me. Like, what is his role going to be offensively is a question mark for me, to be honest. Is he going to be a spot-up shooter? Is he going to be someone that's attacking closeouts? Is it going to be he has some really nice stuff in the post for G League Ignite? So, I don't know how they're really going to use him, to be honest. It would be an upside pick for me if they picked him here. You're breaking on Montes' upside. Is him being a 6'10 player with that fluidity and movement ability and athleticism at his size is what you bank on. But when you have a team like this where you have a few projects on the roster with Jaden Ivey and Asura Thompson already on the roster, I kind of want to get something safe for the Pistons. But Reed Shepard and Zachary Ricochet are both off the board. That's who I would have took. So that's why I went Montes at 5.
At 6, to be honest, I think the most Hornets pick to me feels like Donovan Clingan. I don't know why. That just feels like a Hornets pick to me. But it all is dependent on how much they love Mark Williams. That's the big issue. And I know it doesn't say it on their team needs right now, but they needed 2. When you look at their team, they needed 2. You got Brandon Miller. If you're just playing your roster out how it is, Miles Bridges is probably gone, right? So you have LaMelo, you got Brandon Miller, you got Mark Williams. You needed 2. And as of right now, the only thing on the board is Stephon Castle. It gives you a second form of offense. The shooting is not there right now, but could develop.
What second form of offense?
Huh?
What second form of offense is that?
Even if he was a good offensive player, they don't need a second form of offense. He'd be the third form of offense.
I'm just saying another shot creator, ball handler. Because like at the end of the day, like when you're looking at
the third one,
huh?
He'd still be the third one.
Yeah, Brandon Miller and LaMelo.
Yeah, I don't think they need a third guy. Like, to be honest, I don't think they need a third guy. I don't think he's that dude.
I like the pick. I don't like the pick. I'm not gonna say I like the pick. I don't like the pick, but I get the pick, but just for different reasons. Because they need some toughness on this team. They need some defense on this team for sure. And he can come in and be the 2 next to LaMelo and guard the other team's opposing best guard. They definitely need someone that can do that. He can be used in off-ball actions as a screener. He can run some offense too. He's not terrible offensively. I just don't think he's the 6th best prospect in his class. Like, he's not. I don't hate the fit though. His jump shot will have to improve a lot. What we saw at UConn, especially spotting up, it wasn't great at all. It wasn't great, and so he would be primarily off the ball in his offense, and they will have to find some ways. Charles Lee will have to find some ways to use him off the ball for this to work. But I don't hate it. It actually, I mock that like consistently.
Other prospects wise, I just think the issue is you can't go don't connect. I think it's similar. He's a shooter, but like you just went forward last year. Like I think you need to put a guard next to LaMelo. I think that's like the most immediate need right now. So unless you got
Dutch can play too.
I don't.
I personally would have went Ron. Personally.
I also think that would be a good option. That would be a good option.
He's the better prospect.
I never even made the pick. So with the 6th overall pick, the Charlotte Hornets select Stephon Castle.
Oh, I thought you were gonna change it.
Ron gives you the defense, and he gives you a different type of offense. Like he's not the best shooter, but I think he could do a lot of other things that counteract what LaMelo and Brandon Miller do.
He's a near elite athlete. He's also one of the best advantage creators in his class. He can get to the basket at will. His rim finishing numbers weren't great, but the spacing he played in was not great at all. He didn't have a point guard at all. Well, we haven't talked about Ron Howard. We're gonna talk about Ron Howard when we get to Ron Howard later down the line because I got a lot to say about Ron Howard. But so we had 6. It's Cube at 7, right?
Yes. And with the 7th overall pick, the Portland Trailblazers select Ron Holland.
It's a good pick.
Easiest pick. Like we were just talking, like I was just saying, he's gonna defend. I mean, especially with like the reports that like Dallas was looking in for Jeremy Grant and whatnot. Like he's probably gonna get moved this, in this offseason just because he's a cool piece on the contender team. Once a team looking to contend, that leaves up a open wings/forward spot. Ron Holland will fit right in if he fits the timeline. He does like things that Scoot, Simons, who probably won't be there, Shaden, like he does all the things that they're not going to do. Like he's going to attack the basket. He's also going to defend. Crazy upside. I think he's like definitely a top 5, player in this class, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's definitely a top 3 player for me in this class. His ability to, again, attack the basket, create a paint touch. His defense was really, really good this year and night, especially, playing against grown men. He was able to create a lot of events on the ball, off the ball, that type of stuff. On offense, he had an incredible load for an 18-year-old. He people gave Scoop props for that, and they don't get the same props for Ron Holland. Like, he had an incredible load for an 18-year-old in a professional league. He wasn't efficient by any means, but you got to apply some context. He didn't have a point guard to facilitate him. The spacing was terrible, and he was able to put up numbers on that team inefficiently. Yes, he was, but he still put up numbers. He still was great on defense. A jump shot, I like his form. I don't think it's going to be bad by any stretch of the imagination. I think he can at least get it to league average levels. But yeah, I like Ron Holland as a prospect. I think he's a top 3 prospect in this class, for sure. I think a lot of people overthink Ron Holland.
As far as upside, he's definitely whatever.
I think his floor is pretty high too, just because he's a great athlete.
Upside is there. His upside and floor and positioning in the class is pretty much the same. So
upside and floor literally are intertwined. I don't know why people don't think about it like that, but you have a high upside for the most part. Your floor is also a respectable level too, especially in this draft class.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if I agree with that.
In this draft, and specifically in this draft class, your upside isn't much higher than your floor because this is
if you're saying this
really a role player draft, but Ron Holland still has he could. I'm not gonna say he's not coming in and gonna be a Brandon Miller like how he was, but he could be pretty close to that. And that'd be fine. That'd be probably still be one of the better. Him being one of the better rookies in his class still, if he just comes out and has a near Brandon Miller type season, especially in Portland where he might get touches, especially in the paint, transition, things like that.
I'm not gonna lie, my boy Rob's gonna fall because he's in the color topics, but I don't think I'm fine with that.
I did that on purpose.
I'm dead. I think Rob can fall. I think Rob is gonna fall in this draft, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, they can take both of them, and I wouldn't blink. They need a lot of offense, but they also need defense.
I think that makes this pick a little bit easier.
Damn. I forgot you took Castle.
Come on.
All right.
Make the pick.
With the 8th overall pick, the San Antonio Spurs are going to select Cody Williams.
Smart.
I like Cody. He's a very efficient player. His volume of actual shots weren't that high at all. He dealt with injury as well. But he shot extremely efficient in the paint. He shot extremely efficient from 3 on low attempts. So that the jump shot, the volume not there. To be honest, his handle is weird. It's not really strong. So that's something you got to improve on. He needs to put on weight. But if he develops like J-Dub, where they put on weight, and that's second or third year in the league or whatever, second year in the league, then I think he'd be a special prospect. I think he has one of the highest upsides in this class. Kind of reminds me of a Jaden McDaniels. That's what he kind of reminds me of. If he can be that for the Spurs, someone that can knock down a 3, guard the other team's best player. And if he can be able to, I like how he operates in the mid-range too, in the post a little bit. I like his work there. Some flashes there, to be honest. But his things are his swing skill. His swing skill is going to be his shooting, his handling, his overall scoring, to be honest. But I think he's good in transition. I think he's good at the rim. He shows some flashes in the in-between game with some unorthodox shots.
I was about to say he's a very unorthodox player, but it works for him.
Yeah, for sure.
9's easy.
You said 9's easy?
Isn't it your pick, bro?
Should be. With the 9th overall pick, the Memphis Grizzlies are selecting Donovan Clingan. Yeah, you were inching over there already. Whatever. There's rumors they're going to trade up for him. Whatever. They get him at 9. I don't think they're complaining.
I'll probably bring him off the bench. I'm not going to lie.
There was a world where they probably could have went Dalton. But I was talking about we was talking about Clingan going there to Memphis basically all year.
I don't know. Would you start him in Triple J?
Yes, specifically because I've seen it before.
You've seen it with Steven Adams. Adams, but that half-court offense wasn't good, bro.
Yeah, it's not a one-to-one thing, but since I've seen it before, I know it can be done. But that closes the door on what the Memphis offense could really be if like they had a true like 5-out system where Ja could get to the paint at ease with no real resistance. That will really open the thing. Like that's why like you went Dalton or anybody else, you could probably run that 5-out, have Triple J at the 5, and everything could be spaced out. That offense will be running real smooth. Defensively, I think their culture is going to still allow them to still be a good defensive team. But that's neither here nor there.
I think Clingan probably come off the bench his first year for sure, especially because Memphis going to be back in contention next year. He probably come off the bench. All right. It's you at 10, okay.
Damn, I forgot that. I didn't want to make this pick. I did not want to make this pick.
I know what I would do now that we're here.
Utah. What can I do right here?
I know what I would do.
All right. The 10th overall pick, the Utah Jazz go select Isaiah Collier.
Yes.
Yes.
I like, we was talking about Keontae George. He got better like throughout the season and whatnot. But like, if there's a way you could push him back to the 2, you got Isaiah there. That could be a pretty interesting backcourt. Keontae right now is a better shooter, obviously, but Isaiah, he could get to the paint. They talking about trading Walker Kessler, so that might help you be able to space out the floor a little bit. Isaiah, he got some things to work on, but he has some things that you just can't teach and that you could bang on. Not really bang on, but like you could trust that athletic guard, get to the paint. If he can get some touch in the mid range, work on a floater, get respectable from outside, then we see what we're cooking with. He can create an advantage. He's good at tagging the mismatch and whatnot. So he's got some things to work on. One of the better players in the class. I just think he's gotten but like people are sleeping on him like at the back half of the season.
It's the same thing with Ron. People I don't know, but people are just not looking for what he's been showing. Like people are just overthinking it. I think he'll be like at worst a solid point guard in the league. My boy Rob is from the fall bad. I was just want to let you know I don't subscribe to this. What's going on right now with Rob Dillingham? He should definitely be off the board right now. So pick him out. I'm not taking him for the Bulls. They just traded for Josh Giddey. They already have an island. That makes no sense. Don't let him fall. Just pick him. No, I'm good. Damn, Dots Connect also hasn't been picked. I don't think he probably will be. Bulls.
I like this. I messed it up on purpose.
I guess Dots Connect wouldn't be a bad pick right here. They need somebody with upside though.
They need spacing. This not the draft.
I don't even think they need someone with upside. They just need to hit on a pick.
This not the draft to be trying to hit on something though.
Like, they rebuilding
next year. That's why they needed them OKC picks. Like if next year is the year that they really gotta go. They should get like a top prospect. They shouldn't not get a top 5 pick next year. So like this draft for them, like this pick for them don't really matter to me that much.
With the 11th overall pick, I'm thinking. I'm gonna go upside. With the 11th overall pick, the Bulls select Tijane Saloon. He is 6'10". He has perceived to have one of the highest upsides in the class. I'm not that high on him, but at the situation they're in a rebuild, they could take a swing. To be honest, he's supposed to be like this 3-and-D type of guy. Over there in France, his 3-point shot was not that great at all. His touch inside the the arc was not that great at all either. But I think he does have some upside. That 3-point shot comes along. I think he can be a good defender as well in his league, and they need some help at that 4 spot, kind of.
Patrick Williams all over again.
Yeah, if Patrick Williams leaves in free agency, which I think he could, I think getting another 6'10" type of player would be good for them, especially if Vucevic is going to get traded. They just need to get something. They need to get somebody young with upside in here. That's why they didn't go Dots Connect. Rob Dillingham should have been picked right now, but again, he doesn't fit for the team. They just got Io, they got Giddy, they got Kobe. It's not gonna fit here. So yeah, TJ Saloon to the Bulls. I think I've seen his mock too, to be honest.
I actually don't love having the Thunder's pick here. There's one name that I feel like Latif
Few
even
names.
mocked. Huh?
There's a few names that can go here that would be pretty. I wouldn't blink at.
It's one. It's one that I want. It's one player that I want to be your first, like your first pick. I can deal with two other players, but there's specifically one player that I want.
There's one name that Latif I know has been talking about. I think our last 2 or 3 mock drafts, he's had the pick and put this guy on the team. Looking at what the Thunder have, especially with Caruso now, like I agree with the idea we need another point guard, but I don't know if that comes from the draft right now. I think I might rather go to free agency and get an experienced point guard in the backcourt. I think that if I'm here, we have wings. I'm fine to go for a big, and I think we could do someone who could contribute to our timeline, who can defend, shot 35% from 3 in college. I'm gonna go with Flip with the 12th overall pick. I'm gonna pick Kyle Filipowski.
That's a great selection, man. A versatile, forward that can dribble. He can pass. I think his shot will come along. He's a fine rebounder as well. He's just tough. His defense
I'm
improved
scared
a
a little bit of the pick, but I have high hopes for this.
I don't think he'll be starting day one. I think they probably he don't need like crazy development. Or he actually could. We see Derek Lively start on a final team. So you really never know.
But again, he had Luke on his team. I think the Twin Towers of Flip and Chet could be like deadly down the line.
I think Flip is 5 out. Like, I think he's not Lloyd Marketing, but like
don't need
based off like just profile and ability, he's giving you Lloyd Marketing. He would give you Lloyd Marketing type things. He doesn't have to start, but like you said, I said it last year when they drafted Lively. I'm like, if Lively start all year, he's going to be a quality starter and big by the end of the year. If you get Flip in that lineup, the more he plays, by the end of the year, he's going to be a real solid contributor to a team. Especially he's going to be, if the shot comes along, he's going to be able to help that 5-out offense, and that'll do wonders for somebody like Shea, where you don't have to. It'll be less of a load for him to make those extra skip reads and whatnot, because he'd see a lane every single time. He'd have to make one pass instead of making a pass for the pass. You know what I'm saying? It just helps the offense that much better.
His shooting ability is so crucial, I think, to this team, obviously. Like keeping that 5-out ability, I think he has to develop that shot more than already is. So
yeah, that's true. I don't think his foot would start. I think OKC still wants to go get like a veteran 4, and then ease him into it because he fits the timeline a lot too. But yeah, Cal has been my pick here all year. But there's other players I think that would also be okay here. Tyler Smith, Deron Holmes, and Khalil Ware. All 3 of those players. But yeah, that's true. But for me, I'm confident in all of them. If they picked him at 12 with this draft, I'm like, yeah, bro. Okay, cool. You like
I'm
them?
cool on. I like Khalil. I like Tyler. Deron Holmes, I like him, but I like him for other teams. Like I like him better just on other teams. But he fits because of that scoring ability, he fits OKC too. Like they give him 2 legit, players that can score that in the power forward and center spot. I mean,
yeah,
they have they have luxury picks. Like that's what they got. They got luxury picks, so it's cool.
We got 5 next year. If everything can be right, we could have 5 next year. So that's when we hit.
Is it my pick?
No, that's mine.
No, it's Q's. It's Q's. This pick has changed a lot for me because they got Malik Monk back.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, because they had the option. They could have went big, or they could have went that guard spot. Malik Monk is back. They still got Keon Ellis. Obviously, Kevin Hurt is probably out of there. So I think you kind of okay with guard. I think you need some size to back up Sabonis. Right here, you could go 3, 1 or 3, possibly 1 of the 3 we just named. For me, the 13th overall pick, the Sacramento Kings are going to select Kel'el Ware. I just like him as a player. I think he has his own issues, but I think he got better. He has a good size. I think he could score. He could shoot a little bit. If that comes along, it'd be much better for the offense. I just think he's a great player. I just think he has like motor issues, but I think that's something he could get over with.
Yeah, I like the pick. I probably would have went Devin Carter or maybe even Dr. Connect.
Neck is cool.
It's me
Devin
at 14.
Carter, I'm like super high on him, but like it's gonna be hard for him to play.
I just think they need defense and toughness, and he provides that.
Yeah,
he's a good rebounder too. He creates a lot of plays on defense. All right. So who we got on the board? You got Rob on the board. I really don't think they need another guard, to be honest. You got Dalton on the board.
This nasty. This is nasty.
With the 14th overall pick, the Blazers are going to select Tyler Smith. He's going to be coming in and help space the floor with Scoot. At that fourth spot, he's probably going to come in. Huh?
Didn't we do this last time, or did last time we had Portland with Montes and Tyler Smith? I think it was Montes and Tyler Smith first.
Yeah, they both got G League Ignite players, but yeah, I like Tyler Smith. He's a really good shooter from three, from mid range for a big prospect. He also damn near had like 60 dunks, so he can finish around the rim too. Not the best rebounder. Definitely needs to work on his defense as well, as far as focus. But I think there's some slight potential there on defense. I can pick for them. I think he's gonna come in and be effective immediately. I think a lot of these players are gonna be able to come in and be effective immediately. In this draft class. But yeah, Tyler Smith 14. All right, let's get Rob off the board. Let's get Rob off the board, y'all. Let's get Rob off the board.
It's between two guys.
Let's get Rob off the board.
It's between two guys. Realistically, I honestly would probably pick Jared McCain if Rob was not on the board. I think Jared McCain would fit well in the Heat system. He could shoot the ball well. Obviously, don't have a point guard. I think that would be a fit. But since Rob's sitting at 15, Miami will select Rob Dillingham. I don't think there's really much to say. They need a point guard really badly. Someone's going to buy into Heat culture. Creation-wise, Terry Rozier. Huh?
Do you think he's going to buy into Heat culture?
He went to Kentucky. Kentucky's got their own culture.
What the hell does that mean?
I truly do think I don't think Terry Rozier can create for himself. I think Rob will be able to create for others, and you'll get two different looks from your guards. I don't think he falls as low, so I don't think it's really realistic. But
me either. Well, he might. There's some reports that he could fall. He could fall out the top 10 and even out the lottery, because of his size or whatever. But yeah, Rob Dillingham is a top 5 prospect in this class for me. His ability to create advantages, shoot, his playmaking really progressed a lot. People didn't know if he could be a winning player, but he was really unselfish this year. He knocked down shots off the catch, off the dribble. He got to the paint really well for a guard. He really struggled actually in transition, finishing. In the half court, he was pretty good finishing at the rim. He was like 58%. It was pretty good for him. His concerns are obviously his size and his defense. He will really need to be an effective scorer and playmaker and to really stay on the floor, especially in the playoffs. Come playoff time. So I don't like it though. I don't hate it though because they need youth. They don't have any youth on that team, to be honest. So they need youth. We have 16.
With the 16 overall pick.
Damn. Oh, it's your pick. I didn't even know. I thought it was me. Go ahead though.
No. With the 16 overall pick, Philadelphia 76ers select Dalton Connect.
Okay.
He probably doesn't drop this low, but they don't have a lot of they're about to lose their whole roster. If they don't use this pick in a trade to get whoever, to get whoever they're gonna get, i.e. Paul George or blah 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 blah. They need to use this to fill out the roster, and Dalton Connect fits on multiple teams. He's a shooter. You're gonna need a shooter around Joel Embiid. Still need that roster spot. I think he's like another Reed type player. He just slots in. He's gonna be able to do what he does. All the other things I don't like. He's not a great playmaker. He's not a great defender, but I know he can shoot. He can attack a closeout. not the best finisher at the rim, but you could trust him. So in the facet of just being a outlet, just a 3-ball shooter. I mean, it works.
With the 17th overall pick, the Lakers are going to select DeRon Holmes. This team needs a backup big immediately. I was going to select Yves Missy, but he really just started playing basketball a few years ago. I think he still has a lot. Yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna be a really good NBA player. But I think DeRon Holmes is kind of more NBA ready. He can really finish around the rim. He's one of the best finishers in his class. The 3-point shot looked good. He looked good from really like all scoring facets in his last year in college at Dayton. He also was able to facilitate a little bit, but I think he could be a backup center for the team immediately. And if things go well, he could damn near start. He could put AD at the 4 and put DeRon Holmes at the 5. He can protect the rim. He can shoot. Yeah. I don't know if he starts. I think it might be unrealistic, but I think I love DeRon Holmes, and he fits the timeline. Unless you want to go for youth and get some, youth for the Lakers.
I don't have no too big of an issue with it. For the same things you said, need a backup center, possibly somebody that could start next to AD or just play next to AD. Again, like I said, I don't think you need Missy not a project, but he's a project. He's not like super NBA ready yet. You got to go through the growing pains. And with JJ at coach, I don't think you have enough with the outside pressure and whatnot. I don't think you got enough time to be sitting here working players in. DeRon Holmes, he come in with a skill set that's ready to contribute right now. And I think that just helps the Lakers team, especially a team that's looking to contend.
At what, 19? No, 18. 18. I think in the past, in our past couple of mocks, Jacoby Walter always falls to Orlando, and I think we've picked him 3 or 4 times now. Looking at the board, though, I like a couple of the guards. I see a couple of mocks going with Tristan Da Silva. I don't want to crowd the front court right now like that, I guess. Let Paolo have his stuff. I think their backcourt is still the issue. Jalen Suggs played really well defensively this year. But you don't really have the guards that you want. So I'm going to select Jared McCain with the 18th overall pick here. I like his shooting ability. You already have defensive guards in the back. I think you need some initiators. You need guards to play alongside Paolo, and Jared McCain's shooting is a huge upside.
I get the thought process. Especially
who you pick?
Jared McCain.
Jared McCain.
They need shooting bad.
To be honest, it was between him and Bub.
If they don't get Anthony Simons, and I could see with Jared McCain for the specific fact he could definitely shoot. You definitely need that. They need offense. Everything that Orlando needs to focus on through draft / free agency is offense.
All right. We had 19.
I saw
it's Q, right?
Yeah. I saw a Bub Carrington thing to Orlando that I kind of like that, but Jared I thought was better.
See, this is where I wanted DeRon Holmes at. Toronto's kind of tricky for me. Like, you got Scotty, you got IQ, had Grady, picked Grady last year. You got RJ. They still employing what's bro name? Jacopo. Yeah.
Kelly Olynyk too.
Kelly. Who did they give him bread or he?
Yeah, you got an extension.
Yeah, so it's like I was like, I don't know the direction of this team. We talked about this last. I don't know where they should go, what they should do. But
I got an idea.
This I probably, with the 19th overall pick, Toronto Raptors select Tristan Da Silva. Kind of crazy, but he's gonna be like, I think he could be like, not what Jaime was for Miami, but something like that. Just a steady player, overall skill set, he can score. I just don't know. I'm confused. I wanted to go Messi here, but front court kind kind of loaded right now.
That could go with it though.
What?
They could take a chance on him.
Yeah, that's what I really. But I feel like they just need more offense.
I was going to select Jacoby right here, to be honest.
I thought, were you going to go with the Silva next pick?
For the Cavs, probably, or Jalen Tyson. But Jacoby would have been my pick here. They need some more youth. I think they're going into a rebuild. And he has some offensive potential. And they have some players that can, take the load off him, shot creating. If he can just become a movement shooter, which he really is, knock down threes, compete on defense, and hopefully, stay more focused on defense, that could really help them. A backcourt of like Quickly and Jacoby Walter.
If he locks in, if he locks in defensively, that'd be a good defensive backcourt.
Yeah, I would have said Jacoby.
Toronto just stumped me. Like I said, I don't really know what they got going on over there.
With the 20th overall pick, the Cavaliers are going to select Jalen Tyson. I think we need a wing pretty badly. He can, dribble, pass, shoot. That archetype is at a premium right now in NBA. That's the archetype we want. He's a little bit older, so he kind of fits our timeline of trying to, compete for the playoffs right now. And hopefully one day compete for the championship. And I think he slides in nicely for what we need. A shot creator that can also, facilitate a little bit. I like Jalen Tyson a lot, to be honest. Yep. So that's what I would do. Probably would. I might have took Tristan De Silva if he was on the board, but maybe
he probably is going to be available.
My center's long gone for New Orleans. It's probably what I would have gone with as a center. I don't know if I love Missy's fit next to Zion, I guess.
You could definitely make that work.
The center doesn't need to be a shooter per se. It just needs some type of spacing, whether that be vertical or just like, 5-out type spacing. That's why Jared Allen to the Pelicans is not a bad idea because it just provides vertical spacing that allows you to run a lot of things out of pick and roll.
Yeah, you got the coach has to get, what I'm saying, he has to get creative with it when you don't have a spacer, but he would have to. That's his job, literally. So
I really want to go guard though, so I want to go.
Good.
I think in a perfect world they're praying that Collier's still sitting here, Rob, if that actually happens. But I'm with what pick is 21? Yeah, with the 21st overall pick, I'm gonna go with Bub Carrington.
Not a bad selection at all.
I like Bub.
I want to get him off the board.
His problem is he really can't get to the rim. He's not a great athlete at all. But he's one of the best mid-range pull-up. He's the best mid-range pull-up shooter in this class. He really is. He's probably the best shot creator in this class. Probably, maybe not better than Rob. But he's one of the best shot creators in this class. I like the 3-point shot. The numbers don't suggest that, but the form is pretty nice to me. And yeah, I like Bub as a prospect. I think he can go higher than this.
Cool. I like him.
He's a pretty good playmaker too.
And gotta play for Zion. You have to make the best pick for Zion Williamson right now. I'm not gonna lie. You got to make Zion succeed with whatever pick this is.
Easy pick. Oh wait, it's not my pick. Never mind. I lied. But go ahead, Q. It's still an easy pick.
Oh, this the Suns.
Yeah.
With the 22nd overall pick, the Phoenix Suns select Devin Carter.
I'm not going to select Missy because they center bad.
Yeah, but I seen the reason why I didn't go Missy because I think they need a center, especially that type of center, like somebody athletic. Is that I seen a lot of different like trade packages out there for the Suns, and they all include them getting another center back. I seen a bunch of Walker Kessler trades to this, that ending up on the Suns. They seem plausible, especially on draft night. They need a point guard, especially somebody with tenacity. Some TJ McConnell type point guard. I think Devin Carter fits that role, slides right in. I was never a fan of this that Bradley Beal nonsense. I don't know how they're gonna make that fit, make that work, but They need the position. He slides right in. I don't think he's going to start, but it works.
All right, Milwaukee is an interesting spot. They probably need youth, but they also are like this timeline where they need to win now.
This
Think
is
about
where I like.
maybe Missy might go here. Um, he can't space a floor or nothing like that. But they are looking probably to try to get off unathletic Brook Lopez at this point. I just don't know.
They're
Give me space.
losing. They're losing Malik Beasley. Like Malik Beasley, I think either he had a play option, or he definitely going to opt out of it. So they losing somebody at the 2. Just saying.
No, Jacoby was in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know.
I know defense will get you, but I think like they need. I think scoring, the extra scoring or potential to score shouldn't hurt them that bad.
I picked. Does you remember who I picked with this pick last time?
I do not. I don't actually. Who did you pick?
Baylor Shireman.
Not a bad selection at all. Not a bad selection. He can shoot. He can pass. He can dribble.
Might be more pro ready, but
I actually don't think it's a bad selection. I'm actually going to steal that. With the 23rd, I think, right? 23rd overall pick, the Milwaukee Bucks select Baylor Shireman all the way down here. I think he's definitely a first round pick though. 6'6", he can play like the wing, shooting guard role. He's older, fits the timeline. He can literally do basically everything: dribble, pass, shoot. The defense could be better.
They have defensive pieces though. I think he can contribute. I think Devin Carter sliding here would be good too. If Devin Carter slides,
Johnny Furphy on the. I think I had Johnny Furphy here on the last one. That I did.
I don't think Johnny Furphy might not go first round no more. I don't know.
Yeah, no. No times change.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a pick that makes sense, but a pick that I see mocked all the time, and I think it honestly will happen unless he goes higher. With the Knicks' first pick, with 24th overall pick, the New York Knicks will select Tyler Kolek.
Where I see that, all the time.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's like set in stone, but I feel like that's the only team I ever see Kolek get mocked to. So, it's actually gonna happen. Probably they need another backup point guard. They just need role players here. I think they can go out and get a star this year, next year, whatever. But I think they just need role players here. And he could definitely be a good role player.
Kolek is like, to me, like he's gonna just be a primary pick and roll playmaker. To be honest, his shot creation is the question. His jump shot is the question. His defense is a question. Him as an athlete is a question. It's a lot of questions. To be honest, but you know, the Knicks have another pick here. So what you want to do?
They back to back 24 and 25.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, center makes sense here. They trying to trade Mitch Robinson.
Yeah, I was just thinking like if they can't get back Mitch Robinson and somebody offers him to sign a bag, either or. If one is gone, you still need to fill up that other spot. And I think right here you go Messi.
Good pick. Probably should go higher. He probably will go higher.
I've seen him go as high as 13.
Yeah. I want to take a point guard here. Bub is off the board. Jacoby's not really a point guard. I'm not taking Kyson George. They got Jordan Poole, who's kind of like a shooting guard. I just don't know.
Man.
I might select him. Why am I reading this? Where's his stats? I want to see how his stats, bro. He's pretty good in the paint, though. All right. With the 26th pick. I'm gonna do it. With the 26th pick, the Wizards select Jacoby Walter. They said he's a point guard, but he come in to be a moving shooter, compete defensively if he's locked in. But they need upside, and I think he has that. Pacome the debt. I probably pronounced his name wrong. Is a good prospect too. Yeah, I think he probably will go first round. But why is I think he is from France too, right?
Yeah,
And
he's
they love
averaging
6 assists.
6 points.
Uh,
He just started getting regular rotation minutes though.
yeah. His touch inside the paint is nasty. Like he's really good. But he's not much of a point guard to me.
Yeah, he really a wing.
With 27, I feel like there's a lot of defensive pieces on the board, and they don't need defense. I'm gonna go with.
They need a point guard.
They need playmaking.
I was not gonna go with the point guard. I was gonna go with the bench scorer. With the 27th overall pick, Minnesota is gonna go with Terrence Shannon Jr.
Man,
I would have took.
I think spark plug off the bench. He obviously could score in college. I think when Anthony Edwards gets out of the game, obviously Mike Conley, I don't know how long he's going to be there, but you'll need scores off the bench. Scored very well in college. I don't know if it's always efficient, but I think he'd just be a microwave off the bench.
Hey man, shout out Terrence Shannon Jr. Man, shout out him, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If that happens, that'd be a perfect ending to like a dreadful like last basically year. Like
shout out him, man. Be the case. Justice prevailed. I would have took KJ Simpson right there though, probably. They ain't point guard.
The Denver Nuggets. They might be losing KCP.
They might be.
They might be losing KCP, but I don't think that means go for somebody like Ryan Dunn on some nonsense.
Yeah.
Because you want to just fill in a defensive role. I still like Johnny Furphy. I know he fell for a lot of people, but if I'm the Nuggets, I'm taking Johnny Furphy right here. I like Johnny.
I kind of think they still need like a backup center.
They do.
If they have a second round pick, they can get that in the second round. With the 29th overall pick, the Jazz are going to select Keyshawn George.
That'd be funny.
Who did they select earlier? They selected.
I picked Collier for them.
Okay, cool. That worked. They need like a wing type player. He a great shooter. He's a good defender too. His problem is he can't create his own shot or finish the shot of the paint. So
at all.
What are we doing?
Do we go Bronny at 30? I just don't know. I just don't know.
You for real?
I just don't know what the odds. If Edie is here, I don't know what the odds actually take Edie would be needing a center. I don't like any of these pieces a whole lot right now.
The luxury of winning the chip and having one of the most stacked rosters that it kind of don't even matter. But I still think they need to find because they're gonna have a lot of money tied up into a lot of players. I think you need some cheap.
I'm gonna go with 30. I'm gonna go with Bobby Clintman.
That's cool.
I'm gonna go. Horford's gonna be gone. I just saw Players' Choice. They were debating about Tatum being a 4. They don't really have a 4. Once Horford's gone, they don't really have a 4. So I think if you can develop him and just do a serviceable 4, I think that's big. Again, yeah, you just want a championship. You don't need a home run hit right here. You can just take a fit and hope it develops.
I would say this draft was pretty interesting. A pretty interesting outcome.
It was gonna be boring. It might have been more accurate. It was gonna be boring if I didn't go and change it up. Like I just wanted to
1 and 4.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't because I've done the politically correct picks already. I want to spice it up.
All right, that's gonna do it for our mock draft cycle season. Last mock draft. Make sure you guys show some love. Give us your comments. I love debating with y'all in the comments about prospects, about picks. But like, share the video, follow us on our social media platforms in the description, and the names are at the top of the screen if you want to search up on your phone. We're continuing to grow. Thank you for all the appreciation and support, and we are out.